All right, welcome in, everybody. How y'all doing tonight? I know it'll probably be a second before we get anybody in here, but I just thought I'd come on and enjoy my Friday night. So, anybody wants to talk about anything, they can. We can talk about the championship games that just happened yesterday. Made some money on the Chiefs. Now, I might have to put my money on the Bucks come Super Bowl time, but we'll see how things play out. I just think the Bucks have a better defense. I think the Bucks have a better quarterback. But we'll see what happens. We'll see if anybody ends up getting hurt or what the lines are. I haven't checked anything. But yeah, I'm excited for the Super Bowl. I might try and get it off and do a stream. We'll see. Sorry, Jesse J's texting me. But yeah, no, I'm excited for the Super Bowl. I usually try and take the day off and stream. But we'll see how things go. My buddies aren't going to be streaming. He's having friends over, so it'll just be me if anything. But we might not do that. We'll see what goes on. But Oregon got a 4-star running back commit today. They're killing it on the recruiting class. Who is this? Pizza Woman. What's up, Pizza Woman? Hey, Pizza Woman, I know you rarely do this, but I'm going to drop the link, and you are more than welcome to come in here. I've seen you in a couple streams, so if you don't want to, you don't have to. If you're not, come on, paste the link. If you're not in a streaming mood, but I thought I just, in essence of equality, share the link to the Pizza Woman in there. And if she wants to come in here, she can. If she doesn't have to. She usually stays in the comments, but I've seen her in a few streams. So Oregon got a 4-star commit today, Brian Cardwell. This guy is the Thunder to the Lightning that we have on the roster now in Troy Dye. CJ Verdell, yeah, he's coming back, but in the what's his fucking name? Moorhead, the Joe Moorhead offense. CJ Verdell is an anomaly. CJ Verdell doesn't exist in the Joe Moorhead offense. So yeah, Travis Dye will probably be the starter coming out of camp. And Brian Cardwell will be the Thunder to that Lightning because Cyrus Abibilikio is transferring. Okay, Pizza Woman, sure. If other people join in, that's great. I'm not expecting a big stream. I'm not BBD or Carter. So, to be honest with you, I'm not expecting much, especially because A, it's a Monday night. B, it's only 6:30 at the latest over there. So, people are probably just now starting to get home and whatnot. So, I'm a little early, but I wanted to get this started. And if I go 4 or 5 hours, I'm going to go 4 or 5 hours. I really don't care. There's not much of a plan to this. So, fuck it. We'll do it live, I guess. But Brian Cardwell, Thunder to the Lightning. That is Travis Dye. I like CJ Verdell. I think he's the best back on the roster right now. I think he's the better of the 2 or 3 that we have. And I mean, even, talking about Cyrus, even though he's leaving with Travis and with Cyrus. And even if you want to talk about Sean Dollars, Sean Dollars, I think, is a good up-and-coming back. In fact, I think he could be better than Travis, but he's just not getting reps right now. But with Cyrus going, he'll get more reps. I really like Sean Dollars. I think Brian Cardwell and Sean Dollars is the future tandem of the Oregon Ducks, but we'll see. Sean is basically a freshman with COVID season. Nobody burned a year of eligibility, so you're going to have 2 really highly touted freshmen coming in here. You got also Seven McGee. Oregon's running back stable is going to be loaded. You're going to have guys transfer out. We've already had 2 this year in Wilson and now Cyrus. I am shocked CJ's coming back. But what else is he going to do? He's not going to go get drafted. He's not going to go. He doesn't want to go down and play a level, I guess. 20% AKA. Wrong on purpose. Yes. Yes, I have watched Wrong on Purpose. I don't know how you know about him, but Drake Luke. Now I know his name. But yeah, I've watched his videos, and he is a very excitable human being. I don't know if it's just a shtick, but his rants are chef's kiss. His rant videos are just a piece de resistance in watchability. I mean, if you're here for the burn down, like the actual burning down of things, he will bring it to you, man. He's on fire. I mean, I was upset we lost to Iowa State. Granted, I was so drunk I don't remember losing to Iowa State, but he had a spectacular video come out. Oh, so Squidtard knows who he is. Okay. That's cool. That I did not know that he knew who Squidtard was and who Squidtard. I thought he was just this ancillary YouTuber that doesn't get much attention, but apparently he does pretty well if he's getting to Squidtard's level. So, no, I think Oregon next year, man. We'll see. It's all going to depend on quarterback play. I think the best quarterback sitting on the bench right now is Ty Thompson. Also, I think Anthony Brown is a better quarterback than Tyler Shuck. But I'm not a coach. I don't watch practices, so I don't know what goes on at practice. Maybe Tyler just balls out at practices. I would like to see more of Anthony Brown in non-red zone offense. I mean, I know we saw him. Oh, Squidtard featured him in a video. That's dope. That's cool. I've been trying to get on the Squidtard podcast, but we'll see. I want to see Anthony Brown in like a full. I want him to get a full series, maybe even a full half, because he got a full series against USC. He was driving us 99 yards, and he fumbled the ball. Or was that Iowa State? I can't fucking remember when was the last time I saw Anthony Brown, but he was having a good game until he fumbled, and that was Iowa State. And I just think Anthony Brown, given the time to get comfortable with the offensive line, comfortable with the receivers, would be a better quarterback than Tyler Shuck. Now, last season would have been the season to do it because, I mean, and I get the COVID year and Anthony Brown might not come back, so then you're stuck with Tyler, who has no reps. But here's what me and the boys on the podcast say. Obviously you play the better player, but if it's a toss-up, you play the younger player because you're going to have more time with them. So obviously if the coaches are using that mind frame of thinking, which I'm sure they have a much more in-depth analysis when it comes to that, you play Tyler. If they think it's a toss-up, you're going to play Tyler because you're going to have Tyler for longer. Yes, with COVID, you could get 2 seasons to Anthony Brown, like Oregon's getting now. We had him for last year, and now we have him for this year. So, yeah. Which I'm happy. He's good depth. And if anything, it's another year to get Ty Thompson in. But I think if I were Oregon, I would be getting ready for the heir apparent that is Ty Thompson. I would be playing Anthony Brown more. I would move Tyler Shuck to almost a third string. I'd give Ty and him some reps. But I just don't see Tyler being the quarterback of the future. I think Anthony Brown would do more games. I think Ty Thompson is going to be the guy after this coming year, after 2021. So, yeah, I would just get ready for Ty. Whatever it takes to get ready for Ty. and then you're going to have Cardwell and Seven McGee and $7 there in the backfield. You're going to have a veteran offensive line by 2022. That offensive line is going to be disgusting by 2022. Now, if Ty Thompson is the heir apparent, things should work out because you'll have a sophomore / junior running backs. You'll have a sophomore quarterback. You'll have senior offensive line, senior offensive lines. Your wide receivers will be juniors and senior laden. So your offense by 2022 should be really good. Should be humming. And especially if you can get Ty Thompson reps in 2021 in mop-up duty or in ball games that don't matter, like the first 2 out of the 3 non-con games. Well, I mean, I would love to see Ty Thompson. In fact, I'd like to see Ty Thompson start those games because you could throw me out there and all I could do is hand the ball off to whoever our running back is of the day and we'd win those ball games. So I would like to see Ty Thompson start those games, but also you got to build confidence in Tyler because Tyler is fragile. Let's just all admit Tyler's a little fragile. He's fine. He's a little rattly. Yeah, I don't know. And then now we got a new defensive coordinator coming in, which I am so excited about. I think Avalos was getting lazy. I think he was not utilizing KT and Austin Faoliu correctly. I think we're going to see a lot more. Just curious, who is your favorite sports ball YouTuber? My favorite sports ball YouTuber? That's a good question. Man, I really like Cop Izzle. I don't know if you know who that is. He's a Giants fan, Giants football fan. I really like Cop. I liked old BVD, like BVD right when I started coming around in 2012, 2013, 2014. Old BVD was really good. I liked old ACP Carter. I liked Law Tide. Law Tide brings the heat every fucking time. I like old Bill Fervalls. Bill Fervalls isn't around no more. Cop, you need to YouTube Cop Izzle. It's Copizzle. Cop Izzle. He's a Giants video maker. And that's a cool dude right there. That dude, I like that dude a lot. Yeah. I don't like Unc. I don't like Sleeta. I don't like I don't mind Uncle Lou. I think Uncle Lou has worked hard to build what he's built, but he's just a troll. Yeah. Yeah, Law Tide's the best. Law Tide will always be the best. I don't like chess. I have not been on here on a stream. I haven't been watching the streams. I haven't been attending the streams, so I don't have any idea of the latest drama of who said who about what. I don't know. I have no idea what's been going on. So I'm sure there's something going on. Yeah, Unc and Sleeta both suck. They do. They are awful. And the fact that they're propped up by everybody on here, I'll never understand. If we really want to get into it, I mean, propped up by Carter, propped up by BVD, propped up by Krantis, propped up by D4. I mean, the fact that D4 allows that guy, that they allow Unc on the morning show, it's just, I wouldn't have Unc on my podcast if you paid me. Just saying, I wouldn't have that man on my podcast. There's no fucking way. There's no goddamn way I'd have that man on my podcast. I wouldn't have Chess on my podcast. I wouldn't have Sleeta on my podcast. So, yeah. But no, I didn't get on here to bash on people. But the Super Bowl should be interesting. Tampa Bay, Kansas City. This is kind of the collision course we were having all year. Was it going to be Tampa Bay or Green Bay or was it going to be Kansas City? I mean, who was Kansas City going to play? Was basically what you had to ask yourself. Like, yes, the Bills and that's cute and Buffalo and woo, like, okay. I mean, come on. I mean, what's his name? Patty Mahomes literally gets knocked out the week before, comes back and not only beats you, but boat races you. Like that game after the Bills went up 9-0 or whatever it was all Chiefs. Like all Chiefs. I'm just like, oh, okay. And I put money on the Chiefs and I was like, oh, great. So the one time I put money on the Chiefs are going to fuck it up and the Bills are going to make the goddamn fucking Super Bowl because everybody saw that fucking coming. No, thank God the Chiefs did what they had to do. They covered the 2.5, which was I thought was going to be easy money. I was like, wait, they win by a field goal and I win money? Oh, give me that all day long. But of course, the Chiefs were pulling the Chiefs. And I was like, here we go. But no, the Chiefs did their job. I thought I read it today. Aaron Rodgers choked. How many times was he in the red zone? First and goal inside the 5 and he couldn't get it to Adams. I'm like, what are we? That's twice. That's 2 touchdowns. Let's see, they got a field goal. That's 11 points. That's 11 points you left on the field. How do you let that happen? Well, they got the second field goal too. So it was really 6 instead of 14, so it was 8. That's the ball game. That's the ball game. How do you leave 8 points on the board when you have Tom fucking Brady behind you? Like, you can't leave 8 points on the board. You can't leave 2 touchdowns on the board and not like go for it. What are you not going for on 4th and goal with 2 minutes left? Are you seriously thinking that you're gonna get a stop? Are you serious? Come on, bro. Come on. Like I don't hate the Packers. I don't hate Tom Brady. I don't mind seeing Tom Brady win. I don't know why. I like seeing good things like greatness. Like I know a lot of people hate Tom Brady. Okay, fuck. Like okay, yeah, he won. Woo, woo. I don't care. Like Tom Brady's the fucking GOAT. Sorry, not sorry. It's the truth. He's the greatest quarterback ever. I'm sorry. If you can go from Bill fucking Belichick and winning all those goddamn Super Bowls to Tampa fucking Bay, who hasn't been in the Super Bowl in God knows how long, way back in the what was that? Was Gundy Dungy still there? Dungy was still the coach, was it? Oh no, not Dungy. Fucking Gruden. Gruden was the coach. Holy shit! You have to go way the fuck back to Gruden. For Tampa Bay to be relevant. And Tom Brady comes there, boom, relevant. What is the Patriots doing this year with no Tom Brady? Don't even make the goddamn playoffs. Oh, isn't that a fucking coinky dink? Fucking coinky dink. They don't make the goddamn playoffs. Oh, Lord. It couldn't happen to a better fucking franchise. Suck it, Bill Belichick. Suck dicks. I am very pro player. I'm very pro Tom Brady. I'm glad the Patriots got their shit pushed in this year. I'm glad Tom Brady's making the Super Bowl. I'm glad he's probably going to win the Super Bowl, and he can give the big middle finger to every fucking buddy that sat there and said, oh, it's Bill Belichick's system. If it weren't for fucking Belichick, Brady wouldn't be shit, Mr. Shakespeare. Suck it, nerds. Suck it. Tom Brady's the GOAT. End of story. Aaron Rodgers, you choked. You're done. You're not making another Super Bowl. You're not winning another Super Bowl. It's time for the Packers to move on. Sorry, not sorry. Sorry. It's over. You're not doing it. You're not. You're done. You're not Tom Brady. Unless you go to the 49ers, which, okay, let that happen. You're not making another Super Bowl, Aaron. You're not. Thankfully, I stayed away from this game because with those 8 points, this game's a fucking toss-up. Like, this game could have gone either fucking way, so I stayed away from the Patriots-Buccaneers game because if Aaron had done what Aaron was supposed to do and scored 2 touchdowns there and not 2 field goals, you notice Tom Brady didn't settle for a lot of field goals yesterday. You notice he didn't. Now, he threw some picks that he shouldn't have thrown. He threw one that was clearly his fault and one that was probably more Mike Evans' fault, but he also had it a little bit high, but it also hit Mike Evans in the hand. So, yeah, okay, about 50-50. So he threw some picks, but he also didn't settle for field goals. So the chances he took, like when he got to the red zone, he finished it, most of the time. So I'm sorry, Aaron, but this one's kind of on you and your defense. Your defense did you no fucking favors yesterday. None. Now, granted, you're playing the GOAT, so you couldn't really expect your defense to get stops. The picks they got you should have been enough, honestly. Let's just be honest. The picks the Packers got should have been enough to beat them. But Aaron didn't make plays. He has one wide receiver. One. But what did the Packers fucking do? They don't draft an offensive lineman. Their offensive line was trash, has been trash, and they don't have any wide receivers. But they draft a quarterback in the first round, everybody. Oh, that's amazing management right there, everybody. It's amazing. But the Packers are the Packers. Oh, there's this blue blood fucking program. Oh, hold them up. Oh, fucking Lambeau. Oh, the Packers are so fucking good. Get the fuck out of here. They're the Notre Dame of the NFL. Let's just be honest. Let's call a spade a spade. Green Bay is the Notre Dame of the NFL. Really. Really. Like, that's about it. Maybe the Cowboys? The Cowboys could be a better... Ooh, that's a good one. The Cowboys? Ooh, that's a good one. In fact, I'm going to text the group chat on that one and find out the answer to this right fucking now. Okay. Let's see what the group chat has to say about this, because I am very curious. Because the Cowboys haven't done shit in a really, 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 really long time. The Packers are at least semi-relevant. Like, they at least make NFC Championship games. They at least make the playoffs. So maybe the Cowboys is a better comparison there. I need to know these things. Excuse me. I might have to go down to the store and get more beer. Y'all are going to come with me for that one. Maybe a Twisted Tea. I might buy an assault weapon today. Might go to the convenience store and buy an assault weapon. All you Twisted Tea memers out there. Hey, what's up, Crimson Brave? There he is. I was waiting on a Bamber to show up. Crimson Brave. Okay, maybe you can answer. I don't know if you're an NFL guy, but who is the Notre Dame of the NFL? Dallas or Green Bay? Who is the Notre Dame of the NFL? Dallas or Green Bay? I want to know. Yeah, I'm leaning Dallas too. I originally said Green Bay, but Dallas is a better fit because Dallas doesn't make playoffs / NFC Championship games. Yeah, I would agree with that one. But Green Bay's Green Bay, they're not a Notre Dame. Who's another team that's always Texas? Texas is back. That Green Bay could be the Texas of the NFL. Yeah, Green Bay could be the Texas of the NFL. Ooh, this would be a good one. Green Bay could be the Georgia of the NFL. They never quite get over the hump. They're never quite good enough. That's a really good comparison. They're just good enough to like win the division, win a playoff game, but they're just not quite good enough to win the big one. They win the SEC title, but they're just not fucking quite good enough. I'm coming up with some good analogies here. Drunk, I'm not drunk, but like I'm drinking. So drinking David is coming up with some good analogies. Yeah, the Chiefs got to go, but they're going to lose to Tom Brady. I'm sorry. But I am not betting against Tom Brady as of right this moment. My mind could change going forward, but as of right now, I'm not betting against Tom Brady. Sorry, I'm not. I don't think the Chiefs have the defense. I don't think the Chiefs have the defense to hang with Tom Brady. I'm sorry. Win? I didn't know that was public. I mean, maybe I talked about it. Carter might know about it, so he might have mentioned it. And I did mention it to BVD on his birthday, so he might have brought it up. But I'm planning to go in April. The Chiefs' offense is way too much, but the Packers weren't any slouches on offense, and I mean the Buccaneers defense did their job. I mean, Tom Brady gave the Packers opportunities there with those like back-to-back interceptions. They gave the Packers all the chances, and they left 2 touchdowns on the board. They had to settle for 2 field goals. So, I mean, yes, the Chiefs are a different animal, but you're not playing Josh Allen. You're not playing the Browns. You're playing Tom fucking Brady. No, April is definitely the time. February is next month. I'd be packed if it was February. That's like 10 days away. Man, I don't think I'd be on here if I was getting ready to move in February. Fuck, it's like a week away. I gotta sell shit. I gotta pack shit. I got stuff to do. No, I didn't know. It's always been April. It's never been February. February is oh man, I don't know. Pat played pretty good yesterday, and with the concussion. So yeah, I predicted 35-38 Buccaneers. Maybe even more. It might be like 42-38 or 45-42. On cheer What is my opinion on cheerleading? I mean, I am for cheerleading. I am very pro cheerleading. in the most non-sexist way possible, I am pro cheerleading. I want to put that out there. And in this very 2021 cancel culture-y world we live in, I think cheerleading is a fun part of the game. But I also gotta be careful. Oh, Ramen Lover. What's up, Ramen Lover? He should be the first wide receiver taken, but I don't know if he will be. Some corn dog. You been an LSU fan? Well, there's. I mean. What? Oh, I thought somebody was selling a puppy for $20. I was like, I'll go get that puppy right now. Oh shit! There's the man, the myth, the legend. How you doing, J-Dub?
Mr. David, good to see you, buddy. It's been a long time since you've been around.
Yeah, I've been staying away. I've been staying away. I don't not enjoy the streams BBD and Carter put out, but I don't always feel how you should say welcomed. So,
Okay. It is all right to take a break every now and then. I went last week. I took 2 nights and didn't go into anything.
Oh yeah,
so
I'm usually working when they're streaming, so it's really hard for me to. I have a dungeon for an office, so it's really hard for me to get signals in there to where I can jump in the stream. I usually just have to listen, and I just would
right.
rather watch. I just would rather watch something else because usually Unk's in there screaming about something, and usually they're just talking about whatever. And now that football's not around, I don't know what they're going to be streaming about. So,
Well, I'm not doing anything tonight, and I'm not going to be doing anything tomorrow. We are experiencing winter. I just brought the dog in from outside, and by my unofficial measurements, there's 7 inches of snow in my backyard, and they're talking about an additional 5. They're calling for 12 to 14 for Des Moines by the time it gets to be noon tomorrow.
wow.
So yeah, it's and it's very heavy and very wet. So I mean, they've already closed one of the interstates. They're probably going to close another one, and I mean, it's not like Alabama where they close the interstates when there's 2 inches of snow. I mean, it's got to be a serious issue to close it here. So, I'm loaded up with groceries. I've got my supplies. I don't need to go anywhere. So I'm just kind of camped out.
That's good. Welcome to the stream. Also, Pizza Woman. What's up?
Hey, P-Dub.
What's up, everyone?
Oh, just drinking some beer and doing some streaming here on my Friday night. So, it's a good night. The sun is actually shining here in Portland, Oregon. Got some sun cresting over the hills before it goes down behind those same hills. So, it's actually not a bad look.
Is that actually sunlight, or is it the reflection off the clouds of anarchist-inspired fires burning in downtown Portland again tonight?
Well, I don't have any anarchist fires in my viewpoint, but I'll show you. It's actually some decent
Okay.
sunshine. Some blue sky behind those clouds. Look at that. That's not a bad looking night. It's only 4 o'clock here in the Great Pacific Northwest.
Yeah, I have. I think you already know this. I have a guy who was 2 years ahead of me in high school. He works in Corvallis. His wife is a professor
Yeah,
at
that's cool.
Oregon State, and they actually miss the snow. They say they don't get very much snow there, and
Yeah.
he says, I'd like to have, not a lot of snow, but it would be nice if just like one time in the winter we would get a good 6 or 7 inch snow.
Yeah. Well,
And I told him I wish it was that way here, like it would just happen one time. But unfortunately, it happens more than once.
Yeah, and I'm the same way as him. Is Portland is even Corvallis probably gets more snow than Portland, especially the part of Portland I'm in. I am literally at 100 feet above sea level. I'm right next to the river, so
Okay,
I get no snow.
right.
Like,
Yep.
and if it snows, I call it white rain. It's snowing the white flakes, but it doesn't stick, and it just melts when it hits the ground. So I call it. Everyone's like,
Sure.
it's snow. Like, no, it's white rain. So, but yeah, no, I like snow, but also I won't be missing the rain when I move to Arizona.
Yeah, you're not
Well,
gonna
it
get.
rained here today.
What part of Arizona are you in?
Central.
Okay. Yeah, it rained in Phoenix, I think, yesterday. I saw.
Well, one thing for sure. Arizona could have its wettest year ever, and it's not going to compare to what Oregon normally gets.
No, it gets 330 days of sunshine in Phoenix, so
Yeah.
I'm ready for that. Everyone's like, "Oh, it's so hot." I'm like, "Yeah, but their 100 degrees is like our 70." So I'm not upset. The one thing I'm concerned about is the rattlesnakes. I got to get Fat some pet insurance when we go down there.
Are you concerned about the monsoons during the
No.
summer?
The monsoons? That's flooding, right?
Yes. That's usually from June to sometimes early October.
Wow. How bad do the monsoons get?
It can usually get pretty bad, but in years past, it really hasn't been that bad.
I've never heard my mom's from Yuma, and she never mentioned that to me, so must not be that big of an issue.
It could be because it depends on where you are.
Gotcha. Well, I'm sure we'll learn to adapt. I'm sure we'll figure something out. We'll be in an apartment complex, so we'll be high off the ground.
Well, I've only been to Arizona for 4 days, so I can't say that. And we didn't really go anywhere. We were just kind of stuck where we were. I was in Glendale years and years and years ago for the Insight.com Bowl when Iowa State played Pittsburgh, featuring Larry Fitzgerald at wide receiver.
That must have been a fun game to lose.
Yeah. Well, Fitzgerald was, as you can imagine,
Yeah, really, really good.
And we didn't really, it was kind of, didn't do a whole lot of sightseeing. The schedule was all. Iowa State wasn't used to traveling, so they didn't have their schedule all worked out really well, and it was with the media. I was kind of trapped with a rental car with the team, and we really didn't go anywhere. I had great though. The food was great, the people were great, but I didn't get a chance to do any sightseeing. I'd like to go back to Arizona and actually have time to go.
Oh man,
see things.
I hear the food. Just I can't wait for the food. There's this place my buddy was telling because he went down and like scoped it out, like got all the deets, and he's like, dude, there's this hoagie place called Hangover Hoagies. So good. Can't wait. But yeah, I got a couple aunts in Glendale. I got an aunt in Yuma. So I'm excited for that, and I'm just excited. I'm just excited to be out of the rain in a more conservative area of the states, and if that means I have to put up with some monsoons and some heat, then so be it.
You'll like it better than freezing your butt off.
Yeah, I mean, how it's 43 degrees right here right now, and that's our probably our one of our high for today. Let me see what our high was for today. Yeah, 43 was our high. Let's switch over to Phoenix. Ooh, they had a high of 54. Their low is the same as our high for the day. Look at that. And they get all the way up into the 60s later on in the week and 70 on Monday. So yeah, I will not be mad at all that. That'd be great.
It's not cold here. Let's see. Right now I got showing 22.
Yeah,
And that's
see,
not cold at all.
Cold. Wait, time out. Hold the phone. Did Jeff just say 22? Was it cold?
No, that's
what I heard.
It needs to be, that's the temperature it needs to be to get this kind of wet snow. If it gets much colder than this, I mean, if it gets into the teens, then the snow will either dry out or stop.
Or turn to freezing rain.
People who are not around snow a lot are sometimes get confused and think that the colder it gets, the more likely the snow is. And that's not true. If you're going to get bombed with the snow, I mean, really hit with not just like, oh, well, we got 3 inches, but I mean, you're actually going to get snow. It needs to be in the 20s.
Yeah.
So that it's heavy and wet and falls. And then once it falls, if it stays in the teens, then that's when you get snow on the ground for the rest of the winter. What we have not had, and I better find some wood to knock on, what we have not had is the typical January where we can go for 7 or 8 days in a row where the daytime high will be like 5.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, that happened last year. We had, was it 2020? No, it wasn't. I'm sorry. My mistake. It was 2019. 2019, we had 11 consecutive days in January. It was 11 straight days and 12 out of 14 where the daytime high never reached 10.
God bless.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry, but I like all you Iowa people, but it takes a special kind of person to live in that. Like, I'm just telling you, there's no way. There's no way.
Well, see, I happen to live in a particularly unfortunate area because if you looked at a map of North America, where the jet stream is, they call it the Alberta Clipper because it comes down out the province of Alberta in Canada. And it goes diagonally across the Dakotas and then down into Iowa and Missouri. Now, what that usually means is that north of us, Minnesota, will see an enormous amount of snow. And there'll be a lot of snow south of us in Kansas and Missouri. But right here in the middle, right in the middle of Iowa, we don't get that much snow. The snow misses us north and the snow misses us south. But the reason for that is the jet stream blows in all this Arctic air. So it's snowing north of us, snowing south of us, but in between where I'm at, it's much colder. It'll be colder in Des Moines than it is in Minneapolis. That happens a lot, but it's not happened so far this year, and that's just fine with me. Let the damn Norwegians up in Minnesota, let the Swedes, they can have that 5 degrees. To me, cold is when it gets to be single digits. If there's only one digit in the number, then it's cold. 13, 14, to me, that's not cold.
Wow. Gosh, if it gets below freezing. If it gets below freezing here, I'm cold. I'm like, okay, that's cold.
Yeah, but that's only because you're just not used to it. I mean, you're not acclimated to it.
That's true. Man, I can't wait to be in Arizona for 2 years and start to think 60 degrees is cold. That's gonna be a blessing. I'm gonna come back to Oregon, and I better come back in the hottest part of the summer because otherwise I'm gonna freeze because everything else will be too cold.
Well, the best part of me being a student in Alabama was that I got to leave in the summer, so I didn't have to spend my summers in Tuscaloosa because I spent one summer down there, and it was fucking miserable. It was fucking miserable. It was in the 90s, and on top of being in the 90s, it was humid as hell, and I hate humidity.
That's why I'm glad we picked Arizona and not Georgia. We were close to picking Georgia, and I'm like,
Arizona's a dry heat.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just hot, but you don't walk outside and feel like somebody just threw a water balloon at you.
Yes, I honestly, I can't wait. I'm so excited, and I'm not taking much with me. I got all my furniture for free. I got all my tables and chairs and stuff. I have all that for free, so I can literally put it on offer up for $25, sell it dirt cheap, make money on it, and get it out of my hair. And I don't have to take it home, take it to Arizona with me. I'm like literally gonna take my bed and a couple things that I like don't want to part with or that I don't want to put in storage, and that's it. And everything I don't sell is going to go either to my mom's or in storage.
What are you going to take a little U-Haul down or a little tow behind or something?
It's going to be 3 or 4 of us all moving down there at once, so we're going to rent a pod, because the difference between U-Hauls and pods is pods, they put it on the back of their truck and they ship it down there for you, and it's insured. If you drive the
Right.
U-Haul, you have to buy the insurance, and
Yep.
you got to pay for mileage, and you got to drive a big old truck. So it's just easier to rent a big old pod. You fill the fucker up, and they haul it.
That's what my brother, when my mom moved from Springfield out to Rhode Island to move in with my brother in 2009, that's what they had her do. I mean, we all came, all the kids came home and took what we wanted from the house, and then the rest of the stuff went into a pod, and they shipped it out to Rhode Island. I said, Mom, you don't want to deal with having to drive it. Just, it's insured. They guarantee it's safe arrival, that it won't be damaged, and let them handle all the movement shit and the unloading and all that.
And me and my buddy, I don't drive yet I'm going to try and get my license before I go down there. But I don't drive yet. He just has a little Prius, so he's not used to driving the big truck. I mean, he could do it if he had to, but like,
you can't carry a card table in a Prius.
Well, I mean, not only that, but it's like he has his own car that he'd want to drive
Right.
down. And then he doesn't. There wouldn't be anybody to drive the truck, or there might be somebody to drive the truck, but it's just easier to have the pod people
Right.
drive it.
Right.
It's the same thing when I moved from place to place. I'd hire 2 movers, I'd rent a U-Haul, and I'd pay them to drive my U-Haul for me. They'd load the U-Haul, and they'd drive the U-Haul, and they'd unload the U-Haul, and they'd be done. And they're like, we normally don't drive the U-Haul. I'm like, well, how about this? I'll pay you to do it. I'm like, all right, I don't know if I can care. Give them 50 extra bucks a piece and call it a day.
Right.
So did anyone see the BBD thing last night?
I did not watch the birthday stream.
P-Dub, I got in there at the very tail end. I got in there about, my time, it would have been 8:30. There was about a half an hour left. So I got in at the very, very end.
What happened? Did anything exciting happen?
I don't know. You were probably in there the whole time, weren't you, Pizza?
I watched quite a bit of it, but then I had to go and do something.
I don't miss the drum. I don't miss somebody being mad at somebody for this. I don't miss Chess Hall and his bullshit. I'm sure there's something new.
I don't think there was any drama. It was all kind of comedy last night, I think, or at least it was while I was in there.
Well, once I saw Sleeta was in there, I was like, oh no.
Oh God, why?
You saw who was in there?
Sleeta, Sports Live was in there.
Oh, okay. Well, he was not in there when I was.
Yeah, I just can't. I was talking about it earlier. I don't understand why Unk and Sleeta and Chess and all these ancillary YouTubers are propped up by Carter and BBD. I just don't get it. But whatever, I don't care. That's another reason I stay away. It's just like, I don't want to deal with it. I'd rather not.
Sleeta has been completely absent. I mean, he hasn't been around for oh my God, it probably goes all the way back to Thanksgiving at least. I mean, he's been very, very scarce.
The less I'm around Unk and Chess and Sleeta, the better for my health.
Well, Unk's a shit stirrer. That's all he knows how to do.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's just better for my mental cardiovascular health that I'm not around.
You could have a room 5-6 people and they're talking about, let's say, their favorite animals to go see at the zoo, and why those are their favorite animals. And Uncle come in and suddenly turn that into, well, only assholes like this animal, blah blah blah, and immediately start stirring shit up.
Or make it like
That's all
perverted,
he does.
or make it perverted and disgusting, and it's just dumb. It's childish, and I don't know why BVD Carter put up with it. So
yeah, I can take Unk, but only in small little doses. I can't take Sleeta at all.
If I never hear Unk's voice again, it'll be too soon.
It'd be a blessing.
Same thing with Chess. And I know Chess means well, but that boy, I've said it before and I'll say it again. He doesn't have the stroke. He doesn't like how most of us move out at one point in time and go get our own place and flap our own little birdie wings and, either make it or don't. He's never had that. So he never has had to do that. So that's why he sits up there in a padded, cushy little apartment above his mom's house and thinks that he's, Billy Badass or this, that. I'm like, dude, you live at home. Like, you live at home. So I think that dude hasn't experienced enough life to really be a contributing factor to society. So he needs to flap his own little wings, and then he might gain some respect for me. But Cran just tried to, what were we talking about? We were talking about something like that. And Cran just tried to check me, and he's like, how do you support your? I'm like, I work 2 jobs. I work 53-hour weeks. I pay my own bills. I live by myself. And he's like, oh, I didn't know all that. I'm like, exactly. Exactly. So Cran just tried to get him. This was months ago.
Cran is a good guy.
He's a good guy.
He's a great guitarist.
He's a great guitarist, and he's a good dude. But he tried to assume something about my life that he didn't know. He didn't know all the details, and then he tried to check me about something. I was like, no, bro. Like, I don't collect a single government. I collect the stimulus check that everybody collects. That's it. They sent me that shit on a card. They sent me a debit card for $600. It's like, that's weird. But I'm not mad at it. I got some like card in the mail, and I was like, who sent me a gift card? Like, I figured somebody for my birthday or earlier, like whatever, sent me some like a little like $25. How Nordstrom will have those gift cards that just say gift card on them, and you can put whatever you want on them, and they're just
right.
Like gift cards for like 50 whatever bucks. I thought somebody sent me that. No, it was U.S. Treasury. I was like, oh shit.
Wow.
So, yeah, no direct deposit, but I mean, I could take it out and put it in my regular bank account, but I just put it in the back of my wallet. I'm just like, I'm going to try and not touch it. I'm going to try and use it to help me move to Arizona, put it up. Because I've got $1,000 saved for that. So that's like $1,600 now that I got stashed away for that. Because we'll probably need to put down first and last month's rent when we move down there. And then I got to help with the pod. I got to contribute my portion of that. So there'll be some money that I got to drop. That's also why I hate moving. Spending money. Ugh.
Yeah.
My mom, God bless her soul, will be 79 here at the end of the month.
Man.
And she is actually in amazingly good health.
That's good.
Not only for being about to turn 79, she's in good health for somebody 15 years younger than her. She's been blessed with the female side of her mother's family, who are all, knock on wood, praise be to God, long lived and good health. But at 24, I was married. I could not have lived with my mom or moved in and lived with my dad under any circumstances whatsoever, beyond like I'm going to come visit for a week, and that would be testing the limits.
Jeff, you're speaking my fucking language, bro. I had my mom here, like, so her and her boyfriend. My mom is 65. She turned 65 in December. She'll be 66 this December. So she and her boyfriend were having a little spat. So she came and slept on my couch for a week. It was only supposed to be a couple days, but it ended up being a week. And I am the same way. Like I know for a fact now, there's no way I could live with my mom where both of us, like where I work and she doesn't, because she never left. She was
Right.
like, I get off work, she's there. I wake up, she's there. I leave for work, she's there. I come home, she's there. I'm like, could like go do something.
Yeah.
A 600 square foot apartment is not big enough for the both of us. Like I need my me time. I need time to like just be myself and like hang out and like not be like it was weird. And I'm just like, okay, like learn something new. Probably couldn't live at home for very much longer. Like if I had to like that's the plan is if my mom's all like, what if you get down there and you don't make it, blah blah blah, like to Arizona. And I'm like, A, that's not gonna happen. B, if it did, I could just move back up here with you, live in your place for 6 months, stash some cash, and move back out on my own. Like, no big deal. So, but
Yeah, I remember what my mom told me the night I graduated high school. She gave me a hug and a kiss, and she said,
30
"Get
days
out."
notice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Get out. No, I'm
Yeah,
not
so
sure.
her mom's 79. My mom's 66. But I was born in 91. My mom was 35 when she had me. How old was your
Boy.
mom?
Let's see. My mom was born in 42, so
Same year as
and
my dad.
I was born in 66, so she was 24.
Hold on. I think someone there, Fetsy? Someone at the door? Who's at the door? Someone there? Or you just hear something? No, you just hear things. You just got that doggo hearing. So yeah, my dad was born in 42, but he died at 69. So
Okay. Yeah, my mom was born in 42 and my dad in 34.
wow, 34. Holy
Yeah.
smokes.
He died in 2001 at age 67.
Man, 34. That's before even my mom's oldest brother, who she's
Well, my dad left high school a year early. He ended up getting his GED when he came back. He got his GED in 1954. But he left a year early. He did not get along with his father. So he left a year early, joined the Marine Corps, and right away, boom, they sent his ass to Korea.
Mm-hmm.
And he was combat injured. He's a Purple Heart winner.
Wow.
Injured in Korea. Yeah. And on the day after my 18th birthday, the first time I had a chance to visit with him in his home after I had been married, and the last time I saw him before he passed away. On those three occasions, we had in-depth conversations about his combat experiences, and only on the last time that I ever saw him did I see these two red leather photo albums that must have had 100 pictures of him in Korea and in Japan. Now, I'd seen all sorts of pictures. He was in the Marine Corps for 20 years. So I knew what he looked like. I mean, I remember him in his uniform. I know what you know what I mean? But actual pictures in Korea, I'd never seen them. Combat veterans just don't talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Especially the old guys. The old guys don't talk about it.
Yeah. So, I learned things that, I was 35 in 2001, and I heard things that I'd never heard, and so it was amazing. I learned the actual full details of how he was injured. I'd heard a little bit. I knew what had happened to him, but I didn't know this, then this, then this, then this, and it led to this. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that was just that generation. That's just how that generation was,
Right. Super quiet.
So
Well,
yeah,
and
34 and 42 are my parents, and I was born in 66, my sister in 68, my brother in 73. And I had a sister who was born in 64, but she lived exactly about 20, I think it's an odd number. It's like 28 hours and 28 minutes.
oh wow.
She was born with deformed lungs, or there was something wrong with her diaphragm and her breathing.
Gotcha.
And like, had she been born in like even the 80s, even as long ago as the 80s, she would have survived.
Yeah.
But in the early 60s, the medicine wasn't advanced enough.
I'm just now seeing Vandy Dandy in the comments.
Vandy Dandy joining us. Pizza Woman bowed out.
Yeah, Pizza Woman bowed out. Moving to
Crimson Brave in
Nashville
there. Yeah.
Friday. Well, Vandy Dandy, enjoy East Nashville and the Portland type of people. I don't wish Portland type of people on anybody, but so my dad was born in 42. My mom was born in 55. So my mom's only 11 years older than you.
Okay.
And then, but she is the second youngest of the set. There's 6. There's 5 girls and the boy, and there would have been 7 with Charlene. Charlene, they had a sister that passed away. I forget where in the lineage she lies, but she's somewhere older. She's older, but they had a sister that died very young. I don't think she made it very old. I forget. I can't remember. But Lee Dawn was born the same year. That's her oldest brother, her only brother, I should say, was born the same year my dad was born. And then that was 42, and then she's born in 55. And what was weird about my parents is that their marriage to each other was both their third marriage. And they were married 21 years after that.
Oh, okay.
And the same way your dad was quiet about his service, my dad was quiet about his previous 2 marriages. I didn't find out till after he died that he had a son with somebody else.
Wow.
Yeah. So he's out there somewhere. The wife, his former wife, took the baby and probably changed their last name, so it would be damn near impossible to find him.
Right.
But he's out there somewhere.
Crimson Brave lives in Homewood, outside of Birmingham. I know where that is. Pretty good idea where Homewood is. Once upon a time, I knew Birmingham like the back of my hand, but that was a long time ago, and I'm getting old and forgetful. Crimson Brave, I have a good buddy that lives in Midfield. I know you know where that's at. Still lives there to this day. Vandy Dandy's moving to the east side of Nashville. Nashville is one of the biggest blowing up cities in the country.
Yeah, he
far
said
as population goes. And don't tell anybody, but so is Des Moines. In fact, the county it's called Dallas. Dallas is the name of the county. It includes most of the city of West Des Moines and all the western suburbs. It was the 8th fastest growing county in the last census in the entire United States.
Wow.
Not in raw numbers of people moving in, but in percentage of how fast is it growing. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
because when I moved up here, Des Moines had 200,000 people. The metro area was about 400. And now you can double those numbers. It's probably Well, it's got to be it has to be a 500,000 in the metro area, which is not a lot, but I mean, we're in Iowa. You know, most of the towns in Iowa are 2,000 people. So yeah, 500,000, that's a lot by Iowa standard.
Let's see what the Portland Metro was here in 2021. I wouldn't even know where
Would you
we're
rather
at.
live in
We're growing
Birmingham or
so fast.
Mobile? Someone told me Mobile has better food.
The
Yeah,
Metro.
I've only been.
You want to take a crack at what the Portland Metro population is?
All right, I'll just off the top of my head, I'll say 1.8.
2.47.
247. Okay.
Yeah, 2.4 million, making it the 25th most populous in the United States.
Someone told me Mobile has better food. That might be true. Better food than Birmingham. I don't know. I'm not. Mobile is a place I've only been to maybe 3 or 4 times ever. Went down there and won a shit pot of money one time by accident. I made the wrong bet. I screwed up explaining to the guy what I wanted to bet at the Greyhound Park, and it fucking paid off. I hit for $1,400.
There you go. I profited. Let's see, I bet 25 and I profited $20, but I made $45 on Sunday for the Chiefs. So
yeah, they had 15 races, so we were gonna bet $10 a race because it took $150.
yeah.
So at the end of the night, when I left, I deducted that 150 and I was ahead about 1,600.
Wow, that's a good day.
And 14 of that was I won $1,402 on a bet I didn't mean to make. So that was, so I was like, all right, let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. But
yeah. Of course, I acted like I knew what I was doing.
Yeah, whenever I go to a casino, I've never been much for betting on horses or dogs or anything, and I'll rarely bet games. Like I only bet the Chiefs because I got the hook. I got the 2.5. So that means the Chiefs could have won by a field goal, and I still won my bets. So I was like, oh, the Chiefs are going to win by at least a field goal. So I thought it was just easy money, and if I had had more money to bet, I would have. But whenever I go play the casino and go play black, because I don't touch craps, I don't touch slots, I don't touch poker, but I'll go play blackjack. Blackjack's my game, and my rule is whether I go in there with $100 or I go there with $20. As soon as I double my money, I walk away, because that's what the casino wants you to do. The casino wants you to go in there, double your money real quick, and then be like, "Man, I'm playing with house money. I can start getting loose and fast with my money." So all of a sudden, you came in with 20, you're up to 40. Now you're down to 10. Now you're like, fuck, I need to get at least that 10 back and walk out even. Well, so as soon as I double my money, whether I walk in there with 20 and double it up to 40, I'm like, man, $20, that's a good day. I'm here for a couple hours. I can go buy myself a nice little dinner. Boom.
Yeah, they have a horse track over in Altoona on the northeast side of Des Moines called Prairie Meadows. Now it's not COVID has wiped out the season, of course. So there was, but I don't, and they got a casino and horse racing there, but I don't bet on the horses, and horse racing to me is boring because it's too long in between races. The greyhounds, they get out, they run, and in 10 minutes the next race goes. And horse racing, you're sitting around to get like 3-4 races in an hour.
Yeah,
and the dogs will run like 7 or 8 times in an hour.
I want to go when I have the money to. I want to go to the Kentucky Derby. I want to actually go to all 3 of the Triple Crown. But how I want to do it is I want to fly to Kentucky like about maybe 3 or 4 days before the race is, do whatever I need to do in Kentucky, and visit all the places. Same thing when you go to where's the Preakness? I forget where the Preakness Stakes is now.
One of them's in Maryland and the other's in New York.
That's the Preakness is in Maryland. Thank you. I was like, it's something with a B, but I was like, fuck. So Maryland. So I was like, go spend 3 or 4 extra days in Baltimore. Then you could spend 2 weeks in New York. Fuck, man. The Preakness between, because the way it works is the Derby, then you got 2 weeks between that and the Preakness, and then you got 3 weeks between that and the Belmont. And so you could go spend 2 weeks in New York and not run out of things to fucking do. So that's how I want to do it, is go up there and just be gone for, let's see, what would that be? Almost just over a month. And like not come back home. I just want to be on traveling that whole time. But that's expensive. So one day. Especially when you're gambling. Because if you're going to do that type of thing, you're going to definitely go. You're not just going to gamble on the favorite. That's how I wouldn't want to do that anyway. Like betting the horses. I'm like, oh, I'm not just going to put money down on the favorite. I'm going to sprinkle some money on a long shot. I'm going to sprinkle some money on a mid odd. Put most of it down on the favorite. Probably put $100 down on the favorite. Probably put like $50 on a mid and $20 on a long.
Well, and I know we were just doing it simple. We were betting the daily double and then betting quinellas. And I got in this one where I liked this dog's name, and I was married at the time, and my nickname for my wife was KK, and there was a dog wearing number green bib 13, her color, her number, and the dog's name was KK Driver. And I was going to bet this quinella, and then I thought, oh, I'll bet a trifecta. Well, I bet a trifecta box. Well, it was a $12 bet. And I'm like, and the guy said $12. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, here we go. So I gave him that. I'm like, fuck, I didn't mean to do this. But that's 1, 2, 3 in any order, as long as you get the first 3 in any order. And then I find out I was looking at the wrong fucking sheet. And this is like yellow number 6, whatever the fuck his name was like the second longest shot. And son of a bitch, he shows. And the other two, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm looking at the board, and I'm like, fuck, I hit this. And I thought I hit for $140. I get up there, no, it was $14.02.
Wow.
Well, they pay me off, and I turn around, and there's my wife standing there, and she's looking at all this cash going, I'll take that, and that, and that, and that, and that, and that.
Yep.
Randy Dandy, hope you live a long life, but if something happens, I'll come to your funeral, pour a cup of white sauce on you before you go. There is no best brand of white sauce. White sauce is an abomination in the eyes of the Lord.
You don't like white sauce?
Not white barbecue sauce.
Oh, no. I thought you were talking about like white pizza sauce.
Like I like the white cheese dip that you put on you dip your salsa chips in at this Mexican joint I go to. I like that. The queso.
So you like white queso. You like white queso.
Yeah. Yeah, and I like sausage gravy on my biscuits. But barbecue sauce white, fuck that. I had a tablespoon of that one time just to try it, and I wanted to just puke.
Why is white barbecue sauce a thing? That doesn't make any sense.
I have no idea. I don't know how it caught on.
That doesn't make any sense to me. But no.
I mean, I'm kind of a picky eater, but to me, there's like 2 abominations that just are unexplainable in the world, or 3 actually. One would be white barbecue sauce. The other would be anything, and I don't care what it is. Potato chips, dip, fucking Jello, ice cream, your drink. I don't care what it is. If it's flavored ranch, fuck that. But the greatest sin in the eyes of the Lord in my world is, I just hesitate to say it. It hurts the words to come out of my mouth. Ketchup on a hot dog. Oh.
What?
Oh, that's
ketchup on a hot dog.
That's just, oh my God, that's the unforgivable sin.
I like ketchup on hot dogs and burgers.
Taco hell. Yeah, give me some nacho fries.
Man, fuck nacho fries. You want to talk about trash and garbage? If those things are any more than 2 minutes old, they're soggy and wilty and flabby and blah. You have to get them out of the fryer or not at all. Like, if there was a way that I could go, like, if I didn't work there and if I had to go in and, like, okay, I want nacho fries, they're good, but they're only good if they are, like, coming from the fucking fryer. I'm like, I can't get that.
Sir, could you pull up? Yeah. I can't tell you the last time I went to Taco Hell. Years. I guarantee you it's been years. I don't do fast food Mexican. There's too many Mexicans and Salvadorans and Guatemalans that live in the Des Moines area that have their own little mom and pop stands, little food trucks and little hole in the wall Mexican places. And there's 2 food trucks on the west side, and there's a good place downtown. And if I want Mexican, I'll go to one of those 3 places. I'm not going to fast food Mexican.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if we had taco trucks sitting out here, that'd be different. But I mean, they're way down by the square, so I'm not gonna go all the way down there.
There's a substantial Hispanic population in Des Moines, and also Hmong, which are the if you saw this Clint Eastwood movie Gran Torino.
Yeah, Hmong.
Hmong, yep. They're from Cambodia and Laos and Vietnam. In fact, one of the Catholic parishes here is St. Paul's. Is the mass is said in Vietnamese. Now that kind of food I don't particularly care for because I don't like soy sauce. Well, I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say that. I don't like too much of it. I'm just not a big fan of Asian food.
Ooh, I like there's this really good I think it's Chinese food place called Szechuan. Oh man, that's in Gresham. That's really good. Then
Yeah, I think my brother could live off Chinese food. I mean, he absolutely loves it. I
I
don't
just
like it
had
at all.
pad thai for the first time. That's Thai food. Pad thai is, oh my gosh, that's so good. Especially when you get shrimp and chicken with it.
Yeah, I
Yes.
heard that when my brother got married, they did Bangkok is where they did their honeymoon, and he fell in love with Thai food down there. Said it's real spicy. Loved it. They went to Bangkok, and then they had like a couple of days on one of the beaches there on the ocean, and he loved Thailand.
I don't know if I'd go to Thailand for my honeymoon. Man, I didn't realize how tired I
Handy
was.
Dandy says there's a Taco Bell, a Cookout, and a Checkers across the street from my new condo. What is Checkers?
Checkers, isn't that a burger joint?
I don't know. I'm not familiar with it. Checkers Rallies. That doesn't help me because I don't know what Rallies is. Comment section, you got to help me. What's Checkers Rallies? Is it chicken? Is it burgers? What is it? Maddie, I can't Google it. I'm on my phone. Or come in here and tell us. What's fast food burgers? Okay. If I go out for burgers, it's Steak and Shake or Wendy's. Preferably Steak and Shake.
Dude, Steak and Shake. Ah, chef's kiss. So good.
Oh yeah. Get the double meal with the side of chili. Yep. And then whatever shake I kind of feel like. It changes usually every time. The bet says Whataburger. I've heard the name. There aren't any around me, so I don't know what that's like. Randy Dandy was a waiter at Steak and Shake in high school. Take home a sack. Maddie Sims says Culver's is better than Wendy's. Maddie Sims has been bonked on the head. And we don't have Waffle House up here. Waffle House is where Waffle Houses would be. They're all Denny's. And every now and then you'll find an IHOP, but IHOP is more expensive than Denny's.
Yep.
Maddie, when I was at school at Bama, we didn't go to the Waffle Houses. There was a Huddle House on Skyland Boulevard. I'm trying to tell you where it is, or where it used to be. About a half a mile towards campus from where the interstate exit is on McFarland. And it was on the south side. It was up on a little hill. And it's not there anymore. It closed in the 90s. So that was a Huddle House. We went there, or if we were drunk and out all night, we waited until 6 a.m. for the Shoney's breakfast buffet to open up. Eat at the breakfast buffet, go back to campus and crash at like 7:30 and sleep until 2.
Oh man, there's this really good breakfast place in the east side of Portland called the Gateway Breakfast House. Oh man, you want to talk about the best biscuits and gravy in Portland? Fuck yes. Mm. Well, I'm actually getting pretty sleepy. I might need to take a nap before tonight because I got stuff to do. So I might wrap up the stream here, Jeff. But it's a nice chatting with you.
All right, it was great chatting with you. I'll step out.
Yep.
Take care.
Jeff, you have a
Stay
good
safe.
one.
Yeah,
You too,
we'll
sir.
talk to you later.
Yep. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. It's been about an hour and a half or so. Didn't expect to go this short, but I'm tired. So y'all have a good one. As always, go Ducks, and maybe see you for the Super Bowl, maybe not. I'll let y'all know.